What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite NASCAR paint schemes from the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. I know that there were a lot of really good Cup paint schemes this year. I think that in general, this is one of the best year paint schemes. But I think that there are 10 really strong ones that stand out in my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. In number 10, we have the Kyle Busch Interstate Batteries paint scheme. I really love this scheme. The color scheme is really, really good. The green extremely stands out. It's been a while since I've really enjoyed an Interstate Battery scheme, and the one that Kyle Busch ran in 2020 compared to the ones he's ran in the past, where it was kind of like more like light green, which really wasn't great. The colors weren't just really that great, if we're going to be honest. This one, though, is one of the best Interstate Battery schemes. Probably my favorite since the time Bobby Labonte's Interstate paint schemes and the one J.J. Yeley ran. This paint scheme is generally really, really fantastic. It was a very, very beautiful scheme. Like I mentioned, the green stands out really, really well, and it just looked extremely beautiful on the racetrack to see. The number 9 paint scheme on here is going to be Matt DiBenedetto's Quaker State paint scheme. Just like the Interstate Battery scheme, the green looks really, really good on this car. This is one of my favorite Matt DiBenedetto paint schemes. I know he had some really good ones, like the Maytag ones and some of the other paint schemes he had. But in my personal opinion, this is my favorite Matt DiBenedetto scheme, especially at Auto Club when they ran this car and some of the other tracks as well. It was a really, really beautiful paint scheme, paint scheme that I really, really enjoyed. And I cannot wait to see what this paint scheme, and hopefully we see more of this paint scheme in the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series season when DiBenedetto returns. In the number 8th place, we have Brad Keselowski's PPG car. This is actually personally my favorite Brad Keselowski paint scheme of 2020. Generally, the PPG cars are generally really, really beautiful and great to see out on the racetrack. It looks really, really incredible. Again, the colors match and do work really well together. So I really enjoy the scheme, and that's why it is number 8 of my top 10 list. In the number 7 position of my top paint schemes in 2020, we have Jimmie Johnson's throwback paint scheme, the collage of Jimmie Johnson, Richard Petty, and Dale Earnhardt Sr., the 7-time car. This is a very, very creative and really cool scheme. You get a lot of the Petty blue, but you also get the black Dale Earnhardt, and the 48 shines a lot as well. This is my favorite throwback paint scheme that was also released here in 2020. It looked really, really awesome to see on the track. It was really cool to see it up front in a lot of that race as well. It is very beautiful. Ally, in my opinion, this is one of the first times that Ally did an incredibly good job, especially for a throwback paint scheme. And again, unfortunately, Jimmy wasn't a plus, so they weren't paying attention to this car and Jimmie Johnson as much. But I think this is one of the best paint schemes of the throwback side that came out in 2020, and it was a really cool scheme that Ally brought up. And this is a really cool throwback scheme that Jimmie Johnson brought, not just honoring himself, but honoring the other 2 champions, 7-time championships that Jimmy looked up to, Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty. These 2 schemes, this scheme right here, I thought was a really, really awesome scheme to watch in the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. In the number 6 spot of my top 10s, we have got Mark Truex Jr.'s Auto Owners paint scheme. The Auto Owners paint schemes are generally really, really good. The Mark Truex Jr. brings, and this year is no exception. I believe this one was run in Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken, and I really, really like this paint scheme. The colors are great. The red shine and the blue shine as well. I thought this is one of the best schemes also Mark Truex Jr. ran. I always like the Bass Pro Shops cars as well. They generally look really, really good, but this is personally one of my favorite schemes that Mark Truex Jr. has ran in his NASCAR Cup Series career. It's better also than the throwback they ran this year. I like the throwback scheme as well, but this is a really good throwback scheme. Not throwback scheme, really good scheme that Mark Truex Jr. ran, and it is number 6. In the number 5 spot on my list, we have my favorite Chase Elliott paint scheme, the Hooters Night Owl scheme. This was a fan-voted paint scheme. A lot of fans really wanted this game to look really, really cool. They had a contest, and this would end up winning, and there's a good reason why this won. This game looks really, really cool. The black and the orange really mash well together, in my honest opinion. It looks really, really good. The color scheming looks really, really fantastic. One of my favorite Hooters schemes that Chase Elliott has ran as well. It was a very, very well done and a fantastic paint scheme that they decided ran. I think Hendrick Motorsports did a really good job in their paint scheme department in 2020. And this was my favorite Chase Elliott paint scheme that we got to see. Like I said, the color scheming looks just phenomenal. It just looks incredible. And It was a great paint scheme that we got to see in the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. In the number 4 spot on my list, we have Ryan Blaney's Kobe Bryant tribute paint scheme. This was run after Kobe Bryant's tragic helicopter crash that Ryan Blaney and William Barnes did a tribute scheme as well, but I like that scheme a lot too. But personally, this Kobe Bryant tribute scheme with a body armor tribute scheme that Ryan Blaney ran, it just looks incredible. It was phenomenal to see out on the racetrack. Color scheme, like I mentioned, was really, really good on this car, and it was a very fitting tribute. And Ryan Blaney, in a lot of this race, was up front. Unfortunately, he had a flat tire late, but I really enjoyed the color scheme of this. It was also a really good paint homage to, again, Kobe Bryant and his sponsor, because Body Armor was partnered up with Kobe Bryant, and he also got to meet Kobe Bryant, talking about Ryan Blaney. So I really enjoyed this paint scheme, and I have loved this scheme, and one of my favorite tribute schemes that anyone drove here in the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. Up next, in the number 3 position, we have got the Ally scheme that Jimmie Johnson ran at Texas, the Noah Sweet car. I think that this is a really, really good paint scheme. It looks very, very incredible. The colors shine. The colors bright. I really wish that Noah Sweet was a designer at Hendrick Motorsports, because Noah Sweet is a very, very awesome designer. I know people are saying that, oh, he's overrated. Noah Sweet's only gotten it because he worked with Jimmie Johnson and because of his backlash he got and stuff. But in my personal opinion, this scheme right here is just incredible. It's just phenomenal. Unfortunately, he ended up blowing an engine in the Texas race, which is a great shame because he was up in the top 15 and top 20 and top 10 of points in this race. I really, really like this scheme. Hendrick Motorsports, can you please contact Noah Sweet and make him your true designer? Because I think Noah Sweet can bring a lot of really, really good schemes into the future of Hendrick Motorsports, and I really enjoyed this paint scheme. In the number 2 spot on my list, we have Kevin Harvick's patriotic scheme that he ran at Indianapolis. Busch this year had a lot of really good paint schemes. It's all about Kevin Harvick too. Kevin Harvick had a lot of good paint schemes. I think Busch was one of the most creative and is generally, for the last couple years, been overall the most creative when it comes to their schemes. I love the candy apple or the red apple, whatever the version name is, like the candy apple one that they ran at Pocono. I thought that was a really, really awesome scheme. But I think that the patriotic scheme, this one, just looks beautiful. It also ended up winning the race, and I thought it was a fantastic scheme that we got to see out on the racetrack. It looked really, really good. It looked really, really phenomenal and really, really incredible. And I think it was a fantastic scheme in 2020. And now, my final paint scheme and my number 1 paint scheme in 2020, the one that I think was arguably the best, is the one that Jimmie Johnson ran at Phoenix just a week ago, the Silver Ally paint scheme. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paint scheme. I don't remember, was it 3M who kind of ran a similar paint scheme for Jeff Gordon in 2015? I think it was them, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was like Exalta who ran kind of a silver aligning for Jeff Gordon as well in 2015. In 2020, they decided to do this with Jimmie Johnson. I was very intrigued to see what they were going to do, and honestly, when I first saw the runnings, I was like, no, I don't like this car. It looks really, really bad. But after taking a look at this scheme, and once they officially released it, I was really, really excited to see this scheme. It's beautiful. It's incredible. This is one of my favorite Ally paint schemes that has ever been released. It just looks incredible to see, and I think that Ally did a really good job on this paint scheme and did a really good job of throwing it back and giving Jimmie Johnson good vintage, especially since, all the other Hendrick drivers ran neon on their cars, and all their cars look much better. And I really think that Hendrick Motorsports next year needs to just go all neon on all the numbers. Chase, Byron, Larson, and Bowman all really need to run the neon, because I think the neon works really well for the Hendrick Motorsports cars. So there were a lot of other good schemes this year. You look at Ryan Newman's. I thought Ryan Newman's Ford Performance scheme looked really good this year. I thought the Kyle Busch's Skittles Halloween scheme, those are really good schemes. I thought Bubba Wallace's Black Lives Matter scheme looked really cool. I also liked his Coca-Cola Energy scheme that he ran. Those are really cool. There were just a lot of really good schemes this year that ran this year, but the 10 I had on my list were personally my favorite in 2020. So, anyway, that is going to be it for today for today's NASCAR news, not NASCAR news, today's NASCAR paint scheme video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel for notifications so you can get me notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Link description below for that, and comment with your thoughts on today's video. What do you think were the 10 best paint schemes of 2020? Do you think my list is incorrect or not? Let me know in comments below. Tell me what you thought were the 10 best paint schemes in 2020. Like I said, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.